This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's keep it going here and talk about what's next. It's going to be a 4-on-3 handicap match, which is feeling like more and more of a trend here. Arn Anderson, Jimmy Golden, Lord Humongous, and the Assassin all teamed together to beat Austin Idol, Bob Armstrong, and Porkchop Cash. But then we do something a little different as we get rolling into the month of February. Robert Fuller is going to be in one-on-one action with you, and we haven't spent any time talking about Mr. Fuller. A lot of us remember him as Colonel Robert Parker or Tennessee Lee. Obviously that was a different era for him. Talk to us about Robert Fuller, the in-ring performer, as you're working singles action with one of the bosses here.
Well, since he is listed on that card, that must have meant that Robert had just started back to work. Now, in those days, him and Ron and Bob would take some time off, and Bob was pretty much a workhorse. He worked all the time, but Ron and Robert would alternate in and out with the book and booking and working and stuff. And it wasn't like when he came back, he had already been there for years and years that you had to reintroduce him. He would just put him on the card. He'd have a promo on TV and he was back in the swing of things. Robert was over in that territory, just like Ron, just like Bob, just like a lot of guys, Jimmy Golden was over. And the guys that have been there for a long time, they were established with the fans. And, Robert's a big guy. I don't know if that's the first thing you think about, but he's about 6'4".
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? You said you're not sure it's the first thing you think about?
Well, I mean, when you hear about Robert Fuller, I think Colonel Parker.
Right.
I don't just naturally go the fact that the guy's a big dude too. On top of that, I
really thought you were talking about something else that he has a reputation for.
Well, I guess he's the champ on that, and no, we're not talking about it. He's not the crowned champ, he's the uncrowned champ. So do not start with me with that.
I'm not. It's just when you said, I know when you think about him as a big guy, you don't really think about how tall he was. And I was like, wait a minute, what does that mean? What are you saying? But I got you now. I understand.
All right, let's get it out of the way. The word on the street is Robert is a human tripod. Okay.
I think Bruce Pritchard once told me, Conrad, it had a knee in it.
Let's just put it to you this way. When he came up, if he was going to stop and talk to you, he'd put his kickstand down and there you were.
I think, we should probably just move on. I got a bunch of jokes about that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.